What's going on, y'all? 75junction, it's your boy Sherm. I'm here with a very special guest today. Today we got Biggz in the building. What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
What's happening?
What's going on, man? So for those who don't know, you can just introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, what you do.
It's your boy Biggz, man. You already know. Hailing out of Norfolk from B-More. You already know what we do. Engineering, producing, and going hard. Prime Records, DNA Studio.
Okay, for sure. Now, can you introduce your entourage? I had them introduce themselves so we can see who
my
are.
partner Hayes and my partner JL.
Okay, for
he
sure.
He does marketing, she does rapping and entrepreneur. She has a bunch of businesses, but she do clothes and all that type of stuff.
Okay, for sure. So y'all like a one cohesive unit. He does the marketing, you do the engineering, she does the rapping, producing, all that stuff.
That's right.
Mixing too.
Well,
okay.
I produce. She does like the manufacturing.
Producing, manufacturing. Okay, got you.
Yeah, she do all the little what do you call it? Yeah, all our merch. All our merch.
Okay, man, for sure, man, for sure. That's what's up, man. So, as a producer / audio engineer, how long you been doing this for, man?
18 years.
18 years. That's a long ass time.
Yeah, let me get it right. Hold on, it's 14. I'm 32 since I was 14. It might be 16 years. What's that?
No, that's 18. That's 18.
18?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because 20 years would be what?
I be thinking I'm always saying the wrong thing. I be like, I've been out here 1,000 years.
Knew it had to be longer than that. I know you for at least 14, 15. It's going on 15 years now.
Yeah.
Okay, so damn. So you started when you was 14.
Yeah.
So you was like, so what did you start off on? Like Fruit Loops, like Fruit Loops. Like what did you start off on?
All right, I did start off on FL. That's what I started producing on in Acid Pro.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I moved into Magic's, and that's what got me into engineering, and then it was Pro Tools after that.
Okay, bet. Now, you have placements for, and I'll just start the list. I'm not going to get the whole list. It's a long list, but for names like Timbaland, Lil Boozy, Moneybagg Yo, Troy Ave, Young Crazy, JID, Earth Gang, you know, Will the Rapper, Gucci Mane, Rick Ross. I mean, you got a lot of heavy hitters up here, man. Yeah. A lot of heavy hitters. So 21 Savage, Lex Luger. I mean, the list goes on, man. So
everybody got a story too. I got a story for everybody.
So let's. I mean, let me ask you this: who's your favorite artist to work with or producer out of everybody that I listed or that you have under your resume? I should say.
Earth Gang, definitely. It'll probably be like Earth Gang.
Okay, and why is that?
Just because of how creative we get, the creative process that we've been doing, like it's just always ill.
Okay,
and it's always organic. It'll start from scratch.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. It's definitely dope seeing like artists get together and just brainstorm and just come up with, you know, magic. You know what I'm saying? Because it is magic. It's a creative process, and everybody's creative process is different. You know what I'm saying? Right. But seeing it is crazy.
Like their process, like Olu might come in here with a sample that he chopped up. And then Ian to come in there and like bang on some pots and start yelling some shit. And then, you know, it's just, and I'm sitting there mixing it in, like throwing delays, reverb. They're like, this hard, Biggz.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a whole situation like that. And then it just works, man. It's just like magic. So I love doing that because you never know what to expect next.
Okay, that's tough, man. That's crazy. So when you're working with these artists, do they pull up on you or you pull up on them, or it's a little bit of both?
No, they come to the studio.
They come to the studio.
We got a studio in Norfolk, but that's all I've been doing since I was 18. Like I ain't had a job since then. I ain't had to sell no drugs since then or nothing.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like not that I was a big drug dealer or nothing, but
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do to get by. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Little shit, but yeah, you feel me? So. Once I made that decision to just go full throttle with it, it was over.
Okay, for sure.
I just buried myself in the studio and was relentless. I was just working with everybody.
That's tough, man. That's tough. Now, how did a lot of these artists find out about you, or how do you feel like they found out about you?
Through word of mouth.
Okay, word of mouth.
Yeah, it's definitely just because my work speaks for itself. Because I went years without putting out a flyer, anything. I might send a text message to people who already come to me, but. Like in the very beginning though, we went hard with the flyers and I was like $10 an hour for the studio time. Like, you know, the beginning was rough, but once you start figuring things out and how to maneuver, you know, you balance it out.
Right. And obviously as you progress through, you know, your career and your professionalism and as your name starts to grow, you can raise the prices because it's you know what I'm saying? I have a resume, I have this to show
raise your prices with your moves. Every time you make a move, raise your price.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
That's how it should be, you know, and that's how you build your worth.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. Now you got a job working for as a full-time audio engineer for Timbaland.
Right.
Now, how did that even come about? Like, what's the story behind that?
Diddy and Timbaland needed an engineer when they was working on Midnight to Paris. I think it was that. That was the project.
That was Diddy album, right?
Yeah,
that was the joint. He had one track up there for Chris Brown. I thought a lot of people don't know about that album because a lot of people don't really like look for Diddy, I guess, when it comes to music. But that joint with Chris Brown was tough, man. That joint was tough.
Diddy got an ear. He got classics.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But what they did was call me. What they was looking for engineers, so they called somebody that knew me.
Okay.
And I was just like, "How much y'all paying?" And I was just ain't never get no call back. So I was like, "All right, cool." And then the very next week, I end up linking with Larry Live. And then Young Crazy linked me up with him. And then from there, I was just in the doors from there.
Oh wow!
And they actually respected the fact that I said that.
Yeah,
I mean, I wasn't in there that night, but
right,
that's what got me in there. And then I started working on things for this when Empire first was starting. So I was like mixing down some of the commercials. And stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, and it's good that you asked how much they were offering because you know your worth. You know what I'm saying? Right.
And they'll drag you. They'll have you in there, and then they'll be like, "All right, we're gonna send it in the mail in 30 days." You be waiting a whole half a year for a little check, and you be like, "I done made this 15,000 times over since then." You feel me?
Right? Yeah.
And exactly. That's what builds like the chip on people's shoulder about the music industry.
Yeah, because I mean the industry is cold blooded at times. You know what I'm saying? Cutthroat, and it will take advantage of you if you let them. But yeah, man. So that's dope that you noticed, you know, or that not even noticed, but that you put yourself, you know, on a pedestal. Like, this is my worth. How much y'all offering, and then I'll, you know, entertain the offer if it's something that I'm, you know, willing to do.
And it wasn't an ego thing at all. Like, it's not like I was like, if y'all ain't paying me nothing, I'd have took $5 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the experience, but as long as they understand my worth too, then I can work with you. Okay,
for sure. Now, and working for them, what was that experience like?
Incredible. What you think it was like? Shit.
I mean, shit. I think it'd be incredible, but you never know, man. You never know.
I'm hearing everything. I'm hearing everything. Like how somebody, I ain't even gonna say no names, but like it was a record that came out, and Timbaland and them came in there like, what this sound like? All right, left back out and came back out. He was like, yeah, we got a lawsuit on this person now because they stole the sound. Like, it's times like that. Times he might be cussing a rapper out. You'll hear him cussing, and you don't hear about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just everything. You'll see how they make the music, like how they actually using their voice to make the vocals. We turn that vocal into a violin or something crazy. Oh wow! And make it feel, you know, it's about the feeling. So it's like those little tricks of the trade you get to see, and conversations that cloth talk. Like, you just can't. Everybody can't understand it. You feel me?
Yeah, for sure. But the reason I ask is, you know, always, you know, you never know what goes on behind the scenes. Like you said, you never know. So I was like, you know, it could have been a dope experience, but it could have been a shitty experience too. You know what I'm saying? You never know. That's dope, man. That's tough. Now, let's talk about some more of the places, man. So the Gucci Mane placement, what was that on, and how did that come about?
This was twice. All right, okay, so twice. One with my boy Wody, he got a track with him. This unreleased though. Okay. And then he came to DNA. We got the pictures on the actual. If y'all want to go to the DNA studio @_DNA studio, and you'll see the pictures. We just had a crazy video shoot yesterday. They bought the McLarens and all that shit.
Oh man,
crazy. But yeah. So Gucci, his first time at DNA studio, he comes in with no jewelry on. Like he looking, you know, in this old Gucci, this potbelly Gucci, you feel me? So
okay, but
this the gangster. So not saying he ain't gangster now, you respect it, but you feel what I'm saying? But he came in no jewelry, came in, felt the vibes. He was like, yo, I fuck with this shit. Same thing like Juicy J did the same thing. Like, I fuck with this shit. Went back out, got all his jewelry, came back in, started rocking. Took the photo shoot, everything right in the studio.
Got to test the waters. See what the vibes is.
And you know, his recording is just it's kind of like Crazo. It's just you come in there, you feel the vibe, and he go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna be anywhere, and you just never know what you're gonna get. Crazo got a session tonight right now. I bet you he don't know what he gonna get tonight. He don't know what the fuck about to come out. You feel me?
But now and that's dope though, because you kind of just let the music take you. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of go with the flow. And then I feel like a lot of dope projects, a lot of classics are made by accident. You know what I'm saying? You make some shit, you just like, oh, this is the one right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. Like that's how the magic come out.
Okay,
you can't like you can scientifically craft a hit, and I know the recipe to do it.
Yep.
But it doesn't always make it a hit. It's not gonna always be a hit. It's just gonna be a really good record.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
facts. And there's a big difference between a really good record and a hit. You know what I'm saying? There's a vast difference. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that when it comes to, you know, dissecting music and just observing music in and of itself. Because they see a really good song, like, yo, this is gonna be classic. Nah, let's not get ahead of ourselves now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a specific sound that makes something timeless. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not every track has that, man. Yeah, so exactly. Yeah, for sure, man. Now you mentioned taking voices and turning to violins and just crazy shit. So what's your most creative sound that you think you've seen get made, or the most creative process that you've seen?
I seen him record with it was all right. Takes me back to the Empire thing we was mixing. He was using his voice, and he'll do this. He'll tap his throat like. I ain't got no auto tune.
Wait, like some Wolf of Wall Street shit when homie was beating on his chest?
That's it.
Oh wow.
And you just build your vibe off of that. We do that all the time.
Huh.
We'll just start with
or a water bottle.
You feel me? And just throw it in there, throw it in Pro Tools, build upon it like that.
Interesting. Have you thought about like integrating, or have you integrated sounds from like different cultures? So a lot of different cultures have different instruments and different sounds and shit that you never even heard of. You know what I'm saying?
Heard I got my Indian flute from Timberland? Ooh,
no.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Rajay, that's my people. I just remixed that song. They gave me the rights to remix the song for her.
Oh wow.
So
tough.
like that was a whole experience within itself. And her, like Bollywood, that takes me back to you talking about experiencing other culture sounds. We did that with Bollywood, so I do that now, mixing Bollywood and hip hop infusing.
That's tough.
And shout out to Rajay because she got that those wheels turning.
That's tough. Okay, damn, that's hard, man. That's tough. That's tough. Wow, you got the rights to okay. So when it comes to remixing and just changing things, like what's your process with remixing like? Because obviously remixing can be a slight change or it can be a drastic change. So what's your take on it, and what do you feel like is a tasteful remix?
Less is more. Just okay. You talking about like sampling remix or like adjusting to mix a record?
We'll go with both.
All right, so sampling. Just let the sample has to touch you first. If it don't give you goosebumps, then don't use it. And then second, if you're mixing, less is more. So like a simple you go up a half a dB on the 10K frequency, then you know that's gonna take you. That might take the whole sound too crispy or too high, and it have your voice.
Yeah,
just that little adjustment. So you just got to be careful with little things. You know what I'm saying?
Tough. I got you. Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I feel like there's a lot of misconception when it comes to remixing or changing something. I'm from a video editing perspective. I do video editing and stuff like that on the side as well. So from a video editing perspective, there is such thing as a tasteful edit. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do too many effects, there's gonna be too much going on. There might not be enough. You know, unless you're doing like sicko mode. I feel like that was well done, but it still had a lot of effects. It was tasteful though. Right.
And honestly, like to bring it to that, you got to be a jack of all trades, because video editing actually taught me that.
Ah, nice, tough.
Because I'm not an expert in nothing, but I've shot people with videos and stuff like that just on some. Just trying to learn something new type shit. But.
Facts. I mean, and it all goes hand in hand, like you said, because if you do the video editing, you know what I'm saying, chances are you're going to be there with the videographer because you want to know what angles are going to be shot. You're like, okay, I can do this with the edit, so shoot it to this angle, you know what I'm saying, make sure you get this in there. So
that's why you got to be involved in your whole process.
Yeah,
and understand, even if you're not doing it, you could pay somebody that knows what they're doing plus more, and you'll understand that they're doing what they're supposed to do. Exactly.
Because I mean, you could tell who's a good videographer, who's not, because a good videographer, they know the angles, they know what's gonna be shot, and a lot of the videographers are the video editors themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because they know what they're gonna go for, they know all those things. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel like that's the future of videography now. Like just those two being infused.
Yeah, so not because they're synonymous. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to. Like, I would hate to do a music video and not be on the shoot because I've done that a couple times, wasn't on the shoot. And I'm like, bro, I can't do but so much with
Bro,
this.
that's just like when I mix a song from somewhere else and they got shitty vocals, shitty recorded vocals, and you be like, why did you record in a tuna can, bro? Like, what is this? You know what I mean?
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, bro, like I can only work with what I get, you know what I'm saying? And you know that as an audio engineer, you know what I'm saying? You can only work with what you get. That's why it's just better to do it on site, you know what I'm saying? Because you have control of everything. You can hear everything. You're like, okay, turn or tweak this a little bit, or you can tweak it on your end a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you in the moment with it, so it's like those fine tweaks can be just gonna take it over the top.
Right,
and that's with me learning how to master records and master songs. That's what also taught me. That took me to the next level of learning what being tasteful mixes is. You know what I mean, or just being tasteful with things. For sure.
I feel that, man. Now, when it comes to you starting at 14, what made you start doing audio engineering, producing? Like what kind of drew that about?
It came from just at first I was an artist, so I used to draw real heavy, but I was in band, so I would always ask my band teacher, how do they make these songs on the radio? And anytime somebody tell me they don't know, I just figure it out. I'll go figure it out. So that kind of started the journey.
That's good that they were grown enough to tell you they didn't know though. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of people get bad information because somebody was too afraid to say they don't know. You know what I'm saying?
And it's nothing wrong with it. Right. Either give me the answer or say, I don't know, and we keep it moving.
Right, because if you don't know, I can figure it out. Or if you don't know, you could be like, I don't know, but I can find out for you and let you know.
I hate when people try to guess answers just because they want to feel right.
Yeah.
It's either be right or be happy. You can't be both.
That's a good way to look at it, actually.
Just be right or be happy.
That's a good way to look at it. Facts, man. Yeah, facts. Because I mean, and especially from a band perspective, because there's a lot of instruments in band and orchestra too that I can really appreciate when I hear it on a record. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can make a record where you can reenact it with live instruments, I feel like that's a fire ass record.
Bro, Quincy Jones.
Yeah,
that's what
Quincy
I
Jones.
want.
Okay, for sure.
That's my goal.
Okay,
is to do things like orchestra music and put together the concerts, and you know that was my original passion. I was in band, so along with drawing, I was in band. So it just, I guess, and that's where your journey takes you. You're always gonna end up where you started at. So
yeah, just
always remember that and just stay focused on where you started at, and you'll always be ahead of yourself.
Okay, that's tough. That's why that's why I fuck with Kanye so hard, man, because a lot of his production, like especially like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, a lot of orchestra in there, you know what I'm saying? A lot of violins, a lot of instruments that you can reenact in live performance, and it just makes a live performance that much crazier because you hear everything. It's just like it's symphonic, man. It's just like crazy. Yeah, you feel everything.
That's right, and that's what this whole music thing is about, and that's where we're moving back to as a culture. It's feeling the music again.
Yeah, exactly. And especially now, I'm glad you said that because now, you know, people get a lot of flack for being mumble rappers or whatever, but I feel like music, hip hop especially, has changed the path that it's taking, and now it's more of a vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna listen to this song because I want to feel this type of vibe. I'm not listening to the song for the lyrics, or you might be listening for the lyrics because some of them ain't mumble rappers. You know what I'm saying? They just get that label put over them.
That takes it back into marketing. So now, because I study marketing and psychology, so when with marketing, it's all based off of emotions. So I might type in a keyword because I want these type of people to find it, but I'm gonna type in the emotion that they feeling. You know what I mean? And then that's going to attract the people that I want to come talk to me.
Right. True. Because you attract what you put out. You know what I'm saying? So if you put out that type of energy, that type of vibe, you're going to receive that. You know, people are going to reciprocate that if they feel or vibrate with that same vibration. So yeah,
that's right.
No, that's facts, man. That's tough. Now, being an engineer and a producer, you sit in the studio a lot, man. Now, what do you have as far as advice for anybody that wants to be an engineer or producer in regards to health? Because staying in the studio a long time, it can be bad for your health. You know what I'm saying? Because you just sit in the studio, you get complacent.
Man that's over 100 pounds his weight. What's the health? Well, I'm just playing. I got some real good advice for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Since you're not active, then just eat well. If you focus on eating well, and if you smoke, don't smoke. That'll be the two things that'll help you out the best. Go vegan and don't smoke. And if you're sitting in the studio, you'll have all the energy you need. Drink lots of water, high quality H2O.
Get that water filter.
You feel me?
No, for sure. Now, like that, making that transition to vegan though, was that tough or?
I'm not all the way there yet, but
Okay.
I did it for like 4 months straight, and it wasn't tough. It's just like anything. The first day is gonna be the hardest. The last day is even harder.
Okay. Now, and I'm glad that you said that and that you were honest about it, because it is a transition. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
you can't just cold turkey just stop eating meat and then just go straight vegan. Because
Your life is a BTS. It's build a suit. So you have to customize it for yourself.
that's
You know
true.
what I mean?
That's facts. Yeah, and do what's comfortable within your limits and your range, because you don't want to overdo something, because then you're gonna get a bad taste in your mouth. You'll be like, you know, fuck this, I ain't doing this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, that's tough, man. That's tough. But yeah, I mean, because a lot of people, they get into, you know, the studio life and just stay in the studio, putting in long hours, and I mean, your health can get away from you, and your health is
That's how you
the
end up
most
looking like
important
Biggz.
yeah.
And Hayes too.
Right.
Be rough, my nigga.
But
Shit,
I
be
feel
rough.
I feel like it's important though, because people will lose track of it. You know what I'm saying? And it'll get away from you. And it's never too late to get in shape or to get you know your health right. But
Yeah, and
you
I
know,
work on it every day. It's just like everything else. You just I build a temple for virtue and a vice for pits.
okay, for sure.
I mean, a pits for vices.
Okay,
You
for
feel
sure.
me? So like, I never let anything overcome me. You got to balance it out.
Okay, dope, man, dope. Now let me ask you this: who are some of your inspirations as far as production is concerned? If you have any.
Kanye definitely my number one.
Okay.
That's who even got me. He sparked the passion into making beats. You know what I mean, and wanting to be a producer. My hustle kept me going though. That's my number one inspiration. Just me. I'm trying to outdo what I did before.
Yeah, try to be a better version of yourself that you were yesterday.
That's right.
Okay, for sure, man. Now, Kanye inspired you. Now, is he your favorite producer too, or do you have a favorite producer outside of him?
Really, Dr. Dre grew to be my favorite producer.
Okay.
But yeah, that's Dr. Dre is definitely, because his ears is just retarded. Like,
Bro.
it's crazy, but
Yes.
that's why I'm as good as I am, just by studying his techniques and making the moves that he does in his processes in the studio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and yeah.
Okay.
That's really
For
it.
sure, man. For sure. Now, let's talk Prime Records.
Right.
So, what inspired you to make your own record label?
My friends, because I was already doing this for years, like booking the clients and running the sessions, mixing, mastering, you know, trying to sign artists and make this happen, make that happen. So like, I just was like, all right, we need to do something, because my friends want to do this too. They have a passion to rap. They have a passion to be marketing experts and be producers and all of this stuff. So why not do this for my family and give them something official to be a part of? So me and my grandmother was riding, and she helped me come up with the name, and then from there it was history. It's pretty much where it is now.
Okay, that's dope, man. Now, making your own record label, working with artists, producing, getting rights to there's a lot of legalities involved in music that a lot of people don't know about. So what are some lessons learned that you have as far as the legalities of the industry and, you know, things that you think other people should know about?
Always get a contract.
Okay.
If they don't want to do a contract, that mean they already plan to do some shady shit in the first place. That's it.
Okay, bet. Now, when it comes to contracts, does that include like, okay, well, if you do this, you'll get royalties, or, you know, like
It's
what?
just whatever the legality, the logistics is in that contract.
Okay.
Because every contract is different, but make sure you know what you're getting and you get your fair trade and you hold your word to your contract.
Okay. Now,
As long as you do that, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
I feel that. Now, some contracts, they're one-time based as far as like a single track. Like, okay, I just need you to do this thing for this one track. Do you
That would
agree?
be like a single deal.
Okay. And then they have some that include royalties as well, correct?
Right, mechanical royalties. Okay. So that's your stream revenue. So like you'll get paid a certain percentage from that. If it gets performed at a show, you'll get a different percentage for that. If it's sold or manufactured as a hard copy, you get another different percentage for that. It's broken down into many different type of royalties. It's just according to what you want out of the deal. That's why I tell you got to understand what you want to get out of this. Get what you want out of it. Make sure the other person, it's not up to you to figure out what they want out of it. Make sure that they understand that this is what's going on. And then you hold your word. That's it. You got your binding agreement, and carry your word out until it's done. And if you feel like you need to backpedal or something, communicate. All you got to do is have a conversation.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's definitely facts, man. 'Cause a lot of people don't know how to communicate nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're very. And I'm not gonna sit here and sound like a old head because of technology and the phones and stuff. But I do feel like they do play a part in a sense where people are not used to interacting with people. People aren't used to talking.
They don't know no better. They're raised with these things, and they're not being taught to communicate. So this just like a caveman. If they just pop up out of nowhere, he come out of cave, he ain't gonna know how to talk to nobody.
Yeah,
you gotta learn. So you teach your kids, and you make sure you're a part of your kids' life and whoever you raising's life. Everybody has somebody that they showing guidance to, and everybody has somebody who they getting guidance from.
Facts.
So just make sure you the strong link in between that.
Okay, for sure, man. Now when it comes to working those contracts, do you review them all yourself, or do you have a lawyer sit down with you and you actually go through it and make sure that everything's like lined up? Both depending on complexity
I'll
of it.
usually drop my own contracts, give them to my lawyer. Shout out to Josh. We just closed a deal with an artist like 2-3 weeks ago. A little Easy in them. Shout out my boys.
Okay, word.
So yeah, do both. You just drop your contract now. If it's like Easy in them, shout out to Terrell. Shout out to him too. That's his manager. That's Lil Easy's manager. I coached him through that whole situation to get the deal. So I gave him the lawyer, and and I don't know him from a can of paint. I just hit him up on some. I don't know, but I caught the vibe from him. I'm like, yo, this my dog. Like, and we start having conversations, building rapport, and he was like, yo, I got this artist, we got a deal going on. He was like, what should I do? Shit moving fast. What's going on? I was like, I got you, bro. Just do this. All right, move like this. All right, now do this. All right, and then he'll come back a week or two later and be like, all right, we did this. This got finished, and we did that. Yo, the other person did it. Yo, we got the deal. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And they in LA right now.
Okay, that's fire.
And chilling, like they got signed to Atlantic.
Oh,
and
wow.
the crazy thing is the link between that is, look, we having a Joker moment because y'all niggas ain't even know. You see how they looking at me right? They like, I ain't know this shit. Fucking. But the link between all of that is, well, damn, where I leave off at?
You was talking about they in LA. They just got the deal. They in LA.
Yeah, okay, they with Atlantic. So Sony BeatStars hit me up trying to get me to send a pack for him.
Oh, wow.
They ain't even know I had nothing to do with it. But that's how I move. I don't say nothing. I just let it go. And then I said something in the group chat. I was like, oh, this who I was telling y'all about. It was like, oh, you really? And then they try to school you. They be like, is the da-da-da-da, is this his manager? And I'm telling them all the information. They like, oh, you really did? I sent my label Lil Uzi Vert's number. I'm not saying they couldn't get it or nothing like that, but it's just crazy how these things align.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
That's tough, man. That's tough.
It's a crazy experience, man.
Okay, that's dope, man. I mean, and I feel like a lot of people don't know about those legalities, especially new artists, especially, new producers. They don't know there's contracts involved. They don't know the legalities. And I feel like a lot of them get shorted because they go in, without knowing these things. Because it's cool to make music, it's cool to do these things, and it's genuinely fun. But there is a business portion of it as well that is very important for people to understand. And if you don't,
music business.
Yeah, if you don't, it's gonna bite you in the ass later.
That's right.
So
that's why you just gotta come in this game knowing what you want and getting what you feel like you deserve out of the situation. Like that's it. That's why Master P paid the lawyer, Michael Jackson's lawyer, $25K and got an 85-15 deal. He told him go search for that, and that was it. And that was the greatest amount of money that made him feel fulfilled. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So that's what it's about, self-fulfillment and making sure you stay on your path.
Okay, for sure. Now, speaking of Michael Jackson, you worked with one of his producers before,
Brian Max.
Brian Max.
His name.
Okay, Brian
and
Max.
This was no cap. This was the same year I met Earth Gang. And this wasn't even 2013. I met Earth Gang before that.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it was that year. But yeah, he came in. And I had a little hole in the wall jump. Like, it was just like a little boo. It was like half the size of this room for real.
Oh, wow.
Right. And he came in there and was just blown away. He was just like, yo, that's crazy. Like, I've been in here with Michael and all that stuff, and I really like your stuff. But he ended up flying back to LA. He just came for a quick session.
Oh, wow.
Right. And from there it was love. But that's just a moment I can remember.
That's
just
crazy.
Like with what's his bro name, man? His name used to be Poppy Shakur. Now it is. Damn, what's his name, yo? Levi Carter.
Levi. Okay, yeah, got you. Okay.
When he Antisocial, I engineered and mixed and mastered that whole project.
Wow.
That's the one that got him signed with Jay-Z, or it might have been the one we did before that. But that's the 2 times Jay-Z listened to my music. It was through him when he got signed to Roc Nation. And Jay-Z sent him back to the studio to actually finish out his project because he couldn't get anybody to record the certain sound that he was looking for. Wow. Not saying that they couldn't, but he sent them to 16 studios and it just wasn't working. So he just was like, yo, go back home, finish it up. And then, and this was 6 months before he had got the deal.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's crazy. So, I mean, what is that feeling like, bro? Like, you got Jay-Z that's listening to your stuff, you know what I'm saying? There's...
Bro, I never really sat down and basked in the moment, really. Mm-hmm. Like, I just keep on working.
I feel that.
So, like, but it's an honor. Mm-hmm. And I feel... That shit is fucking awesome. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's Jay-Z, you feel me?
Facts.
But... Like, now that I'm taking it in, this is a Joker moment because I never really took it in. Like, that shit is fucking awesome, but I don't like to bask in the moment. You feel me?
No, I feel that. I mean, do you feel
I feel like if I start giving myself too much praise, I'm going to be like, that's going to be too much.
Okay. Now, do you ever feel like you battle with complacency because you have all success and you've been doing so good, or you kind of just focused on the end goal?
No, I'm balanced.
Okay.
I'm complacent and I'm hungry.
Okay, for sure.
You feel me? Like, I have both, and I feel blessed to be at that point.
Okay, for sure, man. That's dope. Now, what is your goals for the next, I'll say 5 years, or where's your end game goal period? Like, what do you want to do ultimately?
I don't think I'm old enough to tell you my ultimate goal right now, because my dreams is pretty big. But I know in the next 5 years we're gonna probably own a compound, and we'll be able to have like the whole shebang, whole hangar, that's tough. Shit, so.
Now that's gonna have multiple studios in it.
Right.
Multiple studios. You're gonna have like probably a media room. Like,
a little mini Tyler Perry type of situation.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah. That's tough, man. And I'm glad that you have that vision, because I feel like a lot of people in our complexion, you know what I'm saying, they don't think for the grand scheme.
You light skin.
Listen, man.
I'm just messing with you.
You look a little different.
We all in the same shit, but I mean, black people in general, I feel like a lot of us don't look for the bigger thing. They don't look for the ownership. They look for, I just want a piece of the pie. You know what I'm saying?
And that's they choose to think like that.
Yeah,
that's a mindset.
No, that's facts.
And that's where I remove myself away from it. And that's probably the hardest struggle I have right now, is being around people that's not like-minded.
Yeah.
But still having to understand that their way of life is okay.
That's tough, yeah. No, because I mean, I feel like it's very difficult to work with people that aren't like-minded. You know what I'm saying? Because your ideals and what you see as acceptable are completely different from that person's. You know what I'm saying?
But that person might have something that could make you $1 million and they don't even know it.
Yeah, that's true.
You feel me?
That's
so
true.
You just, as long as it's self-satisfaction, if you get what you want out of it in the most peaceful way, in the most perfect way, you good.
Right. And I feel like elevation is part of it too. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you can obviously uplift people and elevate them to do better as well. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't want to, that's on them.
That's what keeps me in rotation. That's what keeps me going up. I done recorded niggas' great grandsons that I used to record. They granddad and their dad.
Oh wow.
Type shit. You feel me? Like so. I think giving opportunities to the people and keeping the young informed about stuff. I think that's what keeps you in the loop. If you have something to give them. What's the best thing I can give them is to teach them how to fish, how to get the bag. And we ain't even talk about financial literacy yet. Like, I can bust open the whole bag with that. You feel me?
For sure. Now, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because, I mean, do you see yourself as a mentor for younger artists that come in and record with you? Like, you sit down, you record with them, but the session is more than just recording. It's also a mentorship session as well.
I feel like I'm a mentor for the chosen ones.
Okay.
Not for everybody. Because everybody's not open to the information.
That's true.
And not everybody wants to know the information. They're not ready for it. So you just let them be them.
Okay. No, that's true. And I mean, like you said, a lot of people aren't ready for it, or they, have no desire to want to learn about it, or you could tell them and they're gonna be like, I ain't hearing that. You know what I'm saying? You can't teach someone that don't want to be taught.
Right. So, that's it. That's why I just wait for people to ask questions. That's the best way you can do.
For sure, man. For sure.
And shout out to my mom and grandma, because they always made me go get the encyclopedia every time I asked them a question. So
That's good.
That's a big part of why I just figure things out. You know what I mean?
For sure, man. For sure. Now let's talk about the Rick Ross placement.
Ooh.
What was that, and what came, and how did that come about?
That was 2 of them too, but this
Okay.
was one with Wody.
Mm-hmm.
No, it might have been 1 or 2. I don't know. I think they both was with Wody. He had 2 different tracks with them. But yeah, that was cool. That I didn't really get to like sit with him too long or nothing like that. It wasn't like nothing crazy.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got
that
you.
was just like a placement. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like just a wham bam, like hop on the track. I'm mixing, mastering it, and I think I did the beat for the other one too.
Okay.
But yeah, it won't like how I wanted it to be from Rick Ross. You feel me?
I feel that.
But I get it. You feel me?
Okay, for sure, man. And the 21 Savage one, what was that?
That's with him and Crazo, the Bells
Okay.
track. So that was crazy. And this was when 21 was on the come up. And I just had my kids this year too. That year. I think it was like 2015, something like that. I'm downtown Norfolk. And Crazo was like, yeah, I want to do this track with this dude. His name 21 Savage. He all right. I was like, all right. I ain't know who he was at the time. So he ended up doing it and killing that shit. And that really became a classic record. I don't know if it became a classic cult record for the area, but it's definitely a classic cult record for Crazo to me.
Okay, for sure, man.
Yeah,
That's
make
tough.
sure y'all go check that out.
Hell yeah,
Bells.
That's tough. Now, when it comes to, you know, you just mentioned that you had your family, you got a family and stuff. So having the family, doing the production and the engineering and all that stuff, like, do you find it overwhelming or do you find it hard to balance sometimes?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Now, how do you deal with that?
Sometimes I feel like like sometimes it's overwhelming to the point that because I don't have nothing to do. That shit is overwhelming to me. That's overwhelming. When I gotta think of some shit to do, when I'm sitting at home playing 2K, I just came in from smoking the blunt and I'm looking at, it's 10 o'clock during the day and in the morning. I don't have shit to do. I got a bag. I'm making music. Everything is good. Though that's a hard time.
I feel that.
That's a hard time.
No, that's worse.
That's like one. Yeah, that's one of my hardest times.
He call you up like, yo, let's record some shit.
Right, let's go start a business.
Oh,
that's what I do. I wake up in the morning and say, let's be great. Let's
tough.
be successful.
That's real shit, though.
You know what I mean? I call my friends and be like, what you doing? You sleep. You not making no money. Ha ha. And then they get up and like, man, this nigga get on my nerves, man.
He ain't talking about me though, cause I be up.
Yeah,
I feel
she
that.
be up.
I mean,
Soon as you know who I'm talking about.
I mean, hey man,
Yo, why you just go goddamn? My bad.
No, you
That
good?
was my dog, and I be telling him he was supposed to be here with us, but I be telling him like, you miss every interview, bro. I just did like 5 or 6 different interviews, so I'm like, yo, you missed every single one of them. He
Okay.
was at all of them. She came to one of them. Like, and I'll be like, yo, I'll be talking about y'all, but don't nobody know who y'all are. So it's like they probably think I'm talking about ghosts. But nah, that's a hard time, and balancing family used to be a hard time for me.
okay.
Now I think it's a hard time for my girl to adjust
Yeah.
because everything is so on point, and I am there in her face so much. I am there when the kids need me and whenever things need to be fixed in the house.
Okay, for sure.
You know what I mean? And I do have a solution for things, so that was a hard time to adjust to. But you know, you find your balance. That's it.
Okay.
You find your balance.
For sure, yeah, and I mean balance is paramount. You know what I'm saying? Balance is important for everybody to have in all facets of life. You gotta have balance for everything. You know what I'm saying? Because if you teeter too far on one side, it's gonna throw shit out of whack. You know what I'm saying? Things,
Every time.
relationships get toxic. I mean, whatever the case
Those
may be.
small adjustments,
Yeah, a small adjustment, man, like you said.
it'll throw it all the way off balance.
Yeah, man, you gotta do it in taste.
That's
Or
right.
with taste, I should say.
That's
Now,
right.
you said that you did like 5 other interviews. Now, what do you look for in an interview? What do you feel like makes a good interview for you?
I think what we just did, that was like one, the vibe of the room is just fantastic. Like,
Appreciate that, man.
I ain't even want to keep going because it just gets weird. It's not like I got a man crush, but everything in here is just fire. You feel
Appreciate
me?
that,
Like,
bro. Thank you.
no doubt. The mood got to be set. You feel me?
Yeah.
Got to be right. Every time Hayes set up a session in the studio, she got candles lit and everything. You walk in there, got the mood. Yeah, I'm telling your sauce. I'm talking to the world.
Wait, hold on. What's in the candle?
I mean, it ain't really a scent that I look for. It's just the vibe. Like you gotta have the light, just like what you got going on. You gotta have the lights, dim them a little bit. Then you know what I'm saying.
The lights dim too.
Yeah, all of that, all of that. I ain't trying to, make it romantic or nothing, but I want you to feel comfortable because I'm comfortable.
Right. That's it. I'm glad you said it, okay? That's a big part of how I conduct the interviews. I want to make sure that everybody is comfortable with the interview. Because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm nervous, or I got, I don't do get in front of cameras. I'm like, look, it's just a conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like to talk to people before we do the interview, get a feel for how everybody's feeling. You know, how was your day? You know, hospitality. Like, you want some water? Like, what you need? I got you. You know what I'm saying?
Like we came in here like, okay, I just want some water, please. High quality H2O.
Ice or no ice?
Right.
Oh no, it's high quality though. I got the little water filter, reverse osmosis. You know what I'm saying? So that's an H402 right there.
Right. That's right. That's hard. Yeah, bro. But it's definitely the vibe, man. Got to be comfortable.
Okay.
See, usually I would say drinking or smoking or something, but you don't need that here because the vibe is excellent.
Right.
It's supreme in here, so it's superb. Like,
that's love.
You got
man.
it.
Appreciate
like,
that,
you got it, bro. And then good conversation. Like you allow people to get comfortable and be them, and then they'll be open to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's really the biggest part, man. You know what I'm saying? Just being open, being comfortable, especially during the interview. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause you don't want to go to an interview feeling like you're getting, pressed or feel like people are being invasive. You know what I'm saying? That's the last thing you want. So,
right. Bro. You was right on point, man.
Okay,
and
for sure.
Yeah, like another thing I could say is just like having an interviewer that's really good, like did good research on you, like how you did. Like you did good research. You found little stuff. Even though the EPK didn't get sent to you right on time, you feel me?
Right.
And then you still even made up for it, and it was like the ball never got dropped.
Yeah, for sure.
So
man.
that's definitely important when you're doing the interview.
Yeah, facts.
Knowing your person.
Facts, because I mean, I hate doing. I did one interview before where I didn't know because it was around Christmas time. I just was busy, didn't have time to do my research, and then they pulled up, and I was just interviewing them, and I was just like, I don't even know nothing about these dudes, you know what I'm saying? I'm interviewing them. I asked them something, dude was like, damn, I feel you would have, did a little research, before you did the interview. And I'm like, first of all, I ain't even pop like that, but that's irrelevant though. I still should have did my due diligence, you know what I'm saying? Right. Regardless, I still should have did my due diligence, you know what I'm saying? And did the research and stuff. So I definitely feel that.
Like, players fuck up, man. It's all good.
Yeah, no, facts. Lessons learned, you know what I'm saying? You just move forward, take it on chin, you know what I'm saying?
It's necessary. Every fail is a win, you feel me?
Yeah, exactly, man, exactly. I feel like a lot of people are too scared to fail, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, I put that on my post this morning, yo. Like, don't be too scared to fail, yo, because that's where the wins are.
Fact, because like you said, the failure is a catalyst to success, man. Like legit, like a failure will either motivate you or it'll remind you why you shouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You're gonna either be like, you know what, this ain't for me, or you're gonna be like, you know what, I gotta come back harder. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna test your grit. It's gonna test your motivation. It's gonna test your conviction and see how bad you want it. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta love that shit. Yeah, like, you gotta love it.
Exactly, man. Exactly,
got to, man. Like perseverance, man. My uncle taught me that. Well, he really my cousin, but you know how you got your older cousins is like uncles and
like an uncle. Yeah.
He said, "Remember this, persevere."
That's how you sound.
Yeah, because he talk real low. He get high, but he don't tell nobody. He just got bloodshot red eyes. He be like, remember, persevere. You always persevere.
Okay.
He used to tell me that when I was a kid. I was like, what the fuck do I need to know about this word for? I ain't understand.
I don't even know what this word means. Like,
right? I'm like, what the
I feel that. Yeah.
But it means a lot, man. Just persevere through your stuff, and that's definitely. You'll balance out. You'll learn everything from there.
For sure. All right, man. Well, it's been a dope interview, man. I thought we covered a lot, brother. Do you have anything that you want to add on a concluding note?
Just make sure y'all stay on the lookout for the artists that I'm about to be working with, and I'm also looking for artists to work with. So if you feel like you're a hot artist and you got your stuff together and you know the business and you know what's going on, don't come at me half-assed or you just want a shot. Like, I want somebody that's serious. So if you hot, hit me up and let's work.
You gotta tell them that one thing they gotta know though.
What's that?
Music theory.
Oh yeah. You gotta know your music theory. Know your music theory. Know your music business before you even come consult with me. Because we gotta have an understanding. We gotta meet on common ground. And I don't mind teaching people that stuff. Just let it be known you don't know and you want to learn and you don't have an outlet to figure it out. and I'll point you in the right direction. But
that's tough.
Yeah, other than that, hit me up. This is Biggz, THISISBIGGZ, and that's on Instagram and Twitter. And hit me. Oh, the studio. So they can call the studio. You want studio time? You want to shoot your music video? Anything like that? Contact us at DNA_DNA Studio and call 757-776-1566.
Okay, bet for sure.
Yeah, and that's it, man.
So my next question out my mouth, man. I was gonna tell you like where can people find you, but you already.
Yeah, my bad, bro.
No, you good. You
my
good.
Bad. Yeah,
you
man. I appreciate this, man. It's been a great interview, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate you for giving the platform opportunity and expressing interest, man. It's always a humbling experience.
And we'll be
people
back,
want to reach
man.
out.
Next time, we did just sign a contract with Sony and BeatStars.
Yeah.
Prime Records. Bet. Now that's why we're looking for artists. So that's the whole point. So if you know anybody, let's do that. And I'll bring them back. So once I get some artists, I'm gonna bring them through. And
for sure.
We're gonna keep you updated on everything we got.
I actually got one in mind, so I'm gonna holler at you for that. But
that's fine.
Yeah, we'll do that offline. But all right, man. Appreciate you, man. Like I said, once again, thank you so much. I appreciate the interest, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. All right, y'all. Make sure go ahead. Damn, I'm fucking up. Make sure y'all go ahead and follow Biggz on all social media platforms. He is a producer / audio engineer extraordinaire. He's out here killing the game, man. And it's only up from here. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you once again.
My dog.
Absolutely. 75junction out.